You'll be on.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not saying to the same extent because maybe it's the
look,
gigs
a lot of them have gotten jiggy with it now, and so they put all these stipulations in, and you got deposits and all that sort of stuff. You know that they're pretty cluey to rock and roll bands on the road now, and not a lot of motels will take bands, and but those are the freedom days when they weren't quite aware of what we'd got up to. And, this whole throwing TVs out of windows, I don't know, we're in Tasmania once and we're playing matches with Tasmanian society, you're trying to throw the match into the other person's glass and, so we've gotten stinking drunk on this cider, and so we've gone up to the room that night and, smoked a half an ounce of mull or something or other, and, we're testing out the ashtrays to see if they bounce off the walls or the cups, And, that one bounced. That was a beauty. And, and running through the motel and squirting fire extinguisher into other people's beds, So when you go to bed and you're blind out of your mind that night and you wake up in the morning freezing cold, not knowing why it's all wet. And we wake up one morning and the three of us trashed in this room. And there's three... three maids, that did the rooms up, sticking their heads in the doorway, going, "What's going on here?" Oh, they were freaking out. We kind of wake up, with bleary eyes, and we look around us, and our motel is just a complete mess. Everything's upside down. There's fire extinguisher foam from head to toe. There's smashed glass and smashed everything. And these maids just looking at him in horror, going, "What the hell's happened here?"
Just rock and roll, babe.
So, yeah, there's some crazy stories back then, and I doubt if there's too many of those stories left anymore because everyone's pretty...
you can't do it,
yeah.
It's impossible.
Everyone's
golden age. That's what I mean. That's at the start of this.
True. But once again, as I said before, there's still bands out there. There's still bands with heart that we just don't hear about them as often as we used to do. Through Countdown and Night Moves and Rage and whatever else in those days. And these guys still travel around. Some very hard-working bands. I can actually name quite a few off the top of my head right now, but I won't do it because obviously...
well, you play hard, you party hard.
Yeah, well, exactly right.
These guys,
and these guys are, I know a few of them and they're characters, and I'm sure they don't, sit around, playing, euchre after the gigs. You know what I'm saying?
You go to do a show, and you start playing for an hour and a half show. 2.5 hours later, you get off because you've been, playing your ass off. You can't stop. And so you can imagine the adrenaline by the end of that 2.5 hours. You're hyped up, and there's like several hours before you can get to sleep. And there's many releases, whether it be women or alcohol or damage or whatever. It's just a release of coming down from that adrenaline rush. And back in those days when you could play hard because the venues are set up to play loud. And the PAs weren't that big back in those days, and especially the early 70s, you'd never mic'd your drums, so you had to learn how to belt the hell out of your drum kit, and that's that whole adrenaline thing. 2.5 hours, it's like being a marathon runner, or something. I don't know, but it's, that's where you cut your craft back then. I notice that these days a lot of drummers are, I call them limp-wristed, because they're so used to playing these restaurants and these little small gigs that you're told to turn down, and they play with this airy-fairiness about them. I was always told, lay it down. Yeah. That was the adage, got to lay it down.
Or at least look like you're in it. Like,
yeah. And I gobsmacked to go and see a lot of these drummers nowadays, and I think, well, they've got lots of chops, but it just doesn't mean a lot because there's no pulse, no emphasis behind it.
Look like you're loving it.
Not laying it down. It's not that angst coming out. It's anyhow. Baby.
Mate, put it there again. I think
All
we've before you tell us another
I can get worse.
I want to hear it.
I've known this guy for quite a while. I've heard a lot more stories. There's more to come.
Yeah. I love it. Thanks for coming in, and see you again. And there it is. I want to thank Koala Karma for the chill out drink for bring us another podcast show. And I want to thank Cal Millar from Kelts Entertainment and Peter McFarlane. We just had a good time in here. You know what I'm saying? There's no rules to podcast shows. and that's the way I like it to be. Storytelling and doing whatever we want and having a good time. And you know what I mean? So thanks for tuning in. Thanks once again. Like us on iTunes and then wherever you are, rate and review it. That's what I'm supposed to tell you now. Can you believe this? Anyway, over and out. Ow, yeah!
What will I say to my wife? She knows the band was my life. And boys, it cuts just like a knife to be out of the band. Oh, yeah. I never said I could play. They always said that's okay. I bought the van, I bought that brand new PA, and now I'm out of the band. They kicked me out of the band. I got no future, I got no plan. People, you just don't understand what that can do to a man. 'Cause when you're out of the band, it's like wearing a brand. I got no future, I got no plan. They kicked me out of the band. I got no future, I got no plan. They kicked me out of the band. Everybody wanted to buy a used PA system.
So we're recording now. So a little mic test.
1, 2, 3.
What comes after that? 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm still here.
That's all right. Go again for me.
Yeah. Okay. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Testing 3, 4, 5. Hello, I'm still here. Yep, beautiful.